She won't work through lunch break. As we begin today, Sister Bertrille received what looks like a steamer trunk. It's her inheritance from a deceased aunt. She has no idea what might be in it.
She was 87 when she passed on. The cutest little old lady you ever saw.
A lace negligee?
But she thought young.
The trunk was full of all kinds of goodies. A fearless boa, a blonde wig, and of all things...
Oh, what a lovely candelabra.
This is a menorah, Sister Anna.
A lace negligee, a boa, a blonde wig, and a menorah? That's the kind of thing that can keep you awake all night. In any case, the most logical place for a menorah is a synagogue, and San Juan has a total of 1. Sister Bertrille will give it to them.
Oh, parachute.
A parasol, sister. And they call them umbrellas now.
If you were British at this time, you might call it a bumbershoot. On the other hand, I'll bet your bumper can't shoot like that. Never mind, it's Bumber's shot. Send it back to your aunt. Oops.
So if you like it, Rabbi Mendez, it's yours and use it in good health.
Oh, this is a menorah of menorahs, Sister Bertrille, and I accept it with thanks and with gratitude. And with the promise that one day it will grace the new Temple Beth Sholem.
Oh, it's nothing. I mean, I'm glad you like it. When are you moving?
The minute we deposit $150,000 in the bank, we break ground.
Oh, how much have you raised so far?
$150.
The last time we saw Rabbi Mendez, he was Father Sweeney. Harold Gould had a long career with recurring roles in such shows as The Virginian, Hogan's Heroes, Rhoda, and Lois and Clark, to name just a few. In fact, many people remember him as Miles Weber, Rose's handsome and dashing boyfriend on Golden Girls. I also remember him as Arthur Mendelsohn, the man who convinced Patch Adams to become a doctor. He started out teaching acting and had a PhD in theater. After several years of doing that, plus seeing combat in France during World War II, he decided maybe he should try his own hand at this stuff and see what it was really like. He stepped in front of the camera and didn't step away from it until his death in 2010. And considering he was Jewish, I hope he felt a lot more at home playing a rabbi than he did playing a priest. He could really use that new building. At the moment, he's sandwiched between a screaming butcher and a movie theater with thin walls. Sometimes they drown him out when he's trying to conduct a service.
Yo soy el hombre en esta familia.
¿Qué familia?
Quiet, please. When we raise our voices in the synagogue, it's to praise God, not to argue like animals.
Hello, Alfredo.
Sister Bertrille, imagine seeing you here.
You know Alfredo Acuyar?
Oh, yes. He's a great friend of the convent's. He's donated tons of secondhand clothes for our orphanage.
He runs a dry cleaning shop. Stuff that isn't picked up in 6 months gets donated. I guess a lot of people don't pick up their clothes. I'm not asking. Who's the lady?
Oh, permit me, Sister Bertrille, to introduce my fiancée, Sofia Baldazon.
How do you do?
Nice to meet you.
Sofia is the bookkeeper for Carlos Ramirez.
Oh, yes. I thought you looked familiar. Well, congratulations, you two. How long have you been engaged?
8 years. And it will be another 8. Dite portos como tanto. Quiere que sare en restaurante.
No exacto. Pero si tú escoges otro lugar mejor.
You know what's really funny about that? It happens in the real world, too. And there's a good chance they don't even realize they switched languages. The rabbi says, "Knock it off, you two, and wait in my office. I'll be there directly."
Sister Bertrille, I most apologize for the rudeness.
Oh, don't worry about it. I've been through pre-marriage jitters myself. With relatives. I'm so tickled that Alfredo's getting married. I can't believe that he's really going through with it, with this little problem.
Oh, you mean the gambling?
Yes.
He's still gambling, but thank God he's exchanging the dice for a woman. Now at least he has a chance of winning.
Alfredo has a weakness for dice, but he's decided Sofia is worth giving it all up for. He's stopped all gambling and seems to have a good support system to help him stay with it. So what are they arguing about? I caught a little of the Spanish, but not enough to follow what the problem is. The rabbi explains that this tiny synagogue can't hold 100 people for a wedding, so they have to figure out a different venue. And there's the rub.
So Sofia wants to get married in a union hall, and Alfredo wants to get married in a Chinese restaurant.
Wow,
No, that's crummy. I mean, why don't you tell him that marriage is a sacred union between a man and a woman, and it's just not important where you get married? No, that's wrong.
No, Sister Bertrille. You were right the first time. It's not important. And at least the Chinese restaurant has a piano.
There's a good chance the Union Hall does too, but they don't have sweet and sour prawns.
A Jewish wedding? Here? In the convent?
Yes, outside in the garden. Oh, it would be really lovely, and after all Alfredo's done for us, at least it wouldn't smell of egg rolls.
She offered to explain that, and the Reverend Mother said, please don't.
A Jewish wedding in a convent.
Sure. There's nothing denominational about grass or hedges, and the Reverend Mother's perfectly agreeable.
I don't know what to say.
There's nothing denominational about love either. The bond that develops between two people who have committed themselves to each other transcends all the things and ideas we use to try and divide ourselves from each other. Love is truly universal.
I don't know what to say. A Jewish wedding at a convent?
But there is nothing in the Old Testament that forbids it.
And I don't think there's anything in the New Testament either.
Convents didn't exist until centuries after both testaments were written, but it's the principle of the thing, or something like that.
I guess that is an improvement over a Chinese restaurant.
Then you all agreed?
So be it.
Lest anybody assumes something, as a Christian, I don't have a problem with this. As I said, love is universal. So is marriage. Every culture has some form of it because love is love, and love means commitment. Some cultures are polygamous, and I'm not going to judge them. Commitment is commitment, too. If that person is truly committed to the ones they pledge themselves to in marriage, genuinely loves them and is faithful to them and only them, then it's a true marriage. I can only say, and I only say it for myself and no one else, those dudes have a greater capacity for love than I do. For the past 42 years, my heart has been filled to the brim with one, and it still is. I hope Alfredo and Sophia are at least as happy as we are.
The wedding is off.
Off? Off like postponed, or off like...
Off.
Off.
Off like finished for good. Lo our career. I call you because I'm too embarrassed to face the Reverend Mother.
Can you tell me what happened?
If you know Alfredo, you know what happened.
He slipped?
Slipped, skipped, what's the difference? He landed at the dice table.
They had $300 saved up for their honeymoon. That'd be a little over $2,500 today. He lost it all. Take a guess where he lost it.
No! This is a gambling casino, not the Office of Welfare.
But Carlos, it's his honeymoon money.
I don't care, sister. If I feel sorry for everybody that loses, I am out of business.
But it's your bookkeeper's fiancée.
Ex-bookkeeper. She'll quit to have a nervous breakdown.
And you're not going to even help her?
I don't have a medical license.
You have a heart.
Only since you showed up. He says, okay, here's the $300. But she says Alfredo is too proud to take it. She wants him to arrange for Alfredo to win it back.
Seems to me I read an article once about a thing called, loaded dice.
Bite your tongue.
You haven't got any?
Sister, I run a legitimate government licensed casino. Do you know what happened to the crook that came here a year ago and used these loaded dice?
Oh, so you do have a pair.
They come up 7 every time. Alfredo is too ashamed even to talk about going back to the table, but a good bit of manipulation by Rabbi Mendez and Sister Bertrille, and he's ready to give it a go. Assuming he wins, he's promised to stop when he's won back the $300.
Quit, you dope, quit.
Saving souls, Sister Bertrille?
Trying. Captain Pimento, what brings you here?
Crime.
Crime? Well, there's no crime here.
Not yet, but why wait until the last minute?
Yeah.
Carlos is trying to signal Sister Bertrille that it's time to get Alfredo out of there. She sends the captain on a wild goose chase so she can try.
Don't you think you ought to quit while you're ahead?
Are you kidding, sister? I'm on the hottest roll of my life.
Yes, but what's hot can cool off.
I got faith, sister. See, I'm smiling just like you dreamed in your dream.
Yes, but in my dream I dreamt you only won $300.
You woke up too soon.
There was a lot we didn't understand about gambling addiction in 1968, but it's pretty obvious that Alfredo can't stop on his own. If Carlos is smart, he'll shut the table down. Too bad he won't get the chance. Captain Fomento got tired of chasing that goose.
You're doing well, I see.
12 straight passes, Captain.
12th Street. But that's incredible. You know that the record in this casino was, it was 10 straight passes. Yes.
Even a sharp criminologist like Captain Fomento can figure out that the dice are loaded. The only question is, whose are they?
Carlos, I'm so sorry for what happened, but it was the only way.
I will not listen to you.
I couldn't stand there and let him arrest Alfredo, could I?
I don't hear a word you say.
Carlos, I think it's very noble of you to take the rap.
Oh, yeah? My nobility fills me with happiness. I lost $900 to that fool.
She needs to make Alfredo give the extra back. Rabbi Mendez convinces Fomento to drop the charges so Carlos can give the bride away. We have a nice wedding, and of course, as quick as the glass is broken and we say Mazel Tov, we have to do this. And there's one final touch.
It's like a miracle.
Rabbi, do you think perhaps it is just an interesting cloud formation?
Don't be so scientific, Reverend Mother. I believe God had a finger in it.
As we know, God goes by many names. We envision the Almighty in many diverse ways, and we envision him, her, them communicating in various ways. It might be through a vision, it might be through a burning bush, or a hand writing something on the wall, or a voice from the sky, or Sister Bertrille with a fire extinguisher. If you're really slow on the uptake, it might be through a talking donkey. When you're an infinite being, you probably have an infinite number of ways of doing things. If you enjoyed this, please click the like button to let me and YouTube know you want to see more. If you're not subscribed yet, punch me in the mask here and get signed up so you don't miss a thing, because something is always happening here at Irving Zoo. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Today, Sister Bertrille, man who convinced Patch Adams to become a doctor. The last time we... Oh, come on, don't choke on your own... Blech. All right. You are giving me nothing but trouble, so out you go. We envision me saying that sentence.